What's your prediction?
I'm gonna knock his ass the fuck out.
All right, everybody, it's your boy Bo here with Three Kings Boxing, with in association with Pep Talk UK. As a matter of fact, the interview is being brought to you by Three Kings Boxing. Go to Three Kings Boxing and Pep Talk UK for all the latest and greatest what's going on in the sport of boxing. We are joined by the undefeated WBA world champion. Y'all, do I even have to introduce him? Go ahead, man. Champ, tell them who you are, man, in case they don't know.
Well, I'm Regis, Prograis, 24-0, 20 knockouts. WBC Diamond Champion, WBA Champion, WBA Champion, WBC Diamond Champion.
That's
right. Number one in the world. By ring, number one in the world. ESPN, number one in the world. BoxRec. So, I mean, that's the record right there.
Pretty much what he's saying is there's a lot of motherfuckers out there that he had to climb over, and if you come for that number one spot, you can get it. That's really what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be nice about it because he the champion now, so we got to be a little bit politically correct. But I'm going to say it for him. He's saying, y'all come for his spot, you can get it, man.
Exactly.
So, man, I think the what happens in boxing a lot of times is everybody don't know the beginning, but, sometimes they're there, you know what I'm saying, for the finish. Winning that title, knowing everything you went through, knowing how many people doubted you, knowing the question marks about you as a fighter, period. What is that like when that moment finally comes, when your hand is raised and you're handed that belt as a champion, man?
Just like you said, from what I came from, like I just feel like it's definitely a big relief off my shoulders, but at the same time, is not, because, of course, being a world champion, that's definitely a relief. People can't say nothing about me. I'm a world champion. That's history. I'm always going to be a world champion for the rest of my life. I was a world champion, so that's something that could never be taken away from me. And, like my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids, they'll know, I was a world champion, so that'll never be taken away from me. But I just, but your goal, the thing is your goals change, that's just how it is, your goal. So, of course, when I got in the sport, I wanted to be like one of the best fighters from New Orleans, just a good fighter in New Orleans. Now I actually might be considered probably the best fighter that ever came out of New Orleans. I'm thinking right now, they definitely got a big history, but I might be one of the best fighters, definitely one of the best fighters that ever came from New Orleans. And but I got so much more to prove. I got so much more to go. I'm in this tournament because it is the best fight and the best. So next is, I want to be a unified champion. Then I want to be the undisputed champion. I want to have all the belts. So of course, when you get that, just when they raise your hand, like, yeah, you're a world champion. It's just like, it's a feeling like no other. But at the same time, I just got so much more to prove. I still feel like I'm just scratching the surface. Like, it's crazy, but I'm a world champion, but it feels like I'm just scratching the surface right now. Like, I have so much more to prove. If you look at my record, I'm 24-0 with 20 knockouts. I dominated every fight. I never had a close fight yet. 24 fights, I never had nowhere near close. I never even been hurt in a fight. None of that stuff. Like, I never even had nothing even close to. Nobody never even been close to beating me. Nobody never even been close to competing with me at all in 24 fights. So that just shows you, like, how good I am and how I'm really just scratching the surface right now. That I have so much more to do. I have so much more to prove. But, yeah, coming from what I come from, and, if people don't know my story, my first 10 fights, like 5 of those fights, I fought for free. Like, I fought $0. Like, fought for free as a professional. I had to come up the really, really hard way, and that's why I feel like in my heart nobody's gonna beat me, because if you look at everybody that has a belt right now, or even people that don't have belts right now, even at 140, they all had the easy route. A lot of them have easy route. They had managers that had money and that put money into them. They didn't have to work and all that type of stuff. Me, I had to work. I mean, I can't say I just stopped working, but it's been a while now, but still, like, I came up and I was working as a trainer. I used to work at an academy. I deliver pizzas.
Wow.
I deliver phone books. I just had so many, like, small jobs. Just my goal, and I got there. And so for me to get that, it's like a dream come true.
Man, you mentioned something. You said your first 5 fights you didn't even get paid. Man, how do you, as a professional, because you're sitting there like, man, I'm a professional fighter, not getting a paycheck. Your first 5 fights, you know, you're trying to start a family, you know, your wife and everything, your family, even your family. What keeps you going? Because, you know, 5 fights, that's a lot of fights to go without getting paid. Most cats would be like, man, I'm out, I'm done, I'm out. So what kept you going, man?
I always believe in myself. You know, that's the thing you always really got. I read a lot. So I read a lot about all the other fighters. And, you know, I read a lot about, you know, the old school fighters. And one of the books I read is called, it's Henry Armstrong's book, you know, and it's, I think it's called God, Gloves, and Glory or something like that. Gloves, Glory, and God. In that, I think it's in that order. And it's a real good book. And it just talks about how he left his hometown to go to California. He hoboing, like he went on a train hoboing to go to California just to fight, you know, and he'll be fighting for, you know, $1 or $2 or something like that just to eat, to go fight another time. And Harry Armstrong is one of the greatest, you know, in most people's eyes, he's like the second greatest fighter of all time, pound for pound, the second greatest fighter of all time, you know. So to look at somebody, you know, that did that, and that's like hoboing across the country just to get fights, for me, it was nothing. You know, I went to work and, you know, I just did what I had to do. And on top of that, when I was like in the amateurs, I'll be at the gym sparring with dudes on showbox, and I'll be whooping them. And these are dudes with, you know, 14, 15 pro fights, and I was like an amateur or just turning pro. And that's what gave me the inspiration to know, like, you know, or the confidence to know, like, I can do this too. Like, I'll be better than them. Like, imagine, like, these dudes got 15 pro fights and I ain't got none, or I got one and I'm whooping them. So imagine when I get 15 fights, what I'm gonna look like, you know. So, and I used to watch showbox, and a lot of them dudes, you know, they'll be fighting on. I'll be like, man, I'll whoop them. I guarantee I will tear these dudes apart. And I'm talking about when I was an amateur. So, you know, and so of course my turn came, and, you know, and it happened.
Hey, man, so you go through this, and I've always said boxing is the proving ground and for anything, because it's you against whatever's on the other side, and that's the way it is in life. It's you against whatever's on the other side or in front of you. You got to go around it to get through it. But when you're going through that phase, a lot of people they lose sight of that at the end. You know, lose sight of what the ultimate goal is at the end, or sometimes they achieve it and lose sight of it. What is it you have? Because like you said, you're still hungry. How do you stay hungry after all that struggle and then finally making it to the pinnacle? How do you remain hungry and not allow yourself to get complacent?
It's just because I know I got so much more to go. You know, of course, I can let go right now, but it's just like I haven't had a hard fight yet. You know, that's the thing. Like, I had hard opponents, but I never had nobody that even came close to, you know, like, so why not just keep being dominant? I just want to keep being as dominant as I can, you know, as far as, you know, as long as I can, of course, and get as many belts as I can and make the most money while I'm still young and while I still can. Of course, I can let go right now. I already made 7 figures a couple of times. So I can definitely, you know, be set for the rest of my life, you know, with smart investments, and I got a real good team behind me with that, and, you know, be straight. But for me, it's just like, why? Like, why? I'm gonna just keep going. Like, I'm still young. I'm 30. I'm 30 years old, but in boxing, I'm way younger than that because I haven't taken no punishment. You know, I haven't taken no major punishment or nothing like that. Yeah, I never really got no wars and stuff like that. So I'm still real young. I might be like 22 in boxing, you know, even though my age is, you know, I'm 30, you know. So for me, yeah, I just and like I said, your goals change. You know, you keep changing with your goals and stuff like that. You want more and more and more. You know, I just remember when I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment, like it's just me, my wife, and my son. He was like 1 year old at the time. We was living in a 1-bedroom apartment with mold in it, and we couldn't move out. You know, we had to stay in the shit. So the only thing we had to do is go to like when they used to show like the what you call that, the apartments they'll show the people and stuff like the, you know, they already have furniture and stuff like that in them. So we'll go over there and stay for a couple of days and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll stay in the moldy 1-bedroom apartment, and then, you know, you just think about like what's next. Then I was like, oh, I want a 2-bedroom, and then I got in a 2-bedroom, and then I was just, you know, you just like, yeah, I want a house, and it's just your goals change. You know, your
Right.
goals just keep changing and changing and changing. Same thing with me now. You know, I got everything I ever wanted, more than everything. I'm way past everything I ever wanted, and you know, now my goals just keep changing. I
Now,
still get them.
go ahead. You said you're gonna get there.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, you enter this WBSS tournament, like you said, it's top guys fighting top guys. We got next up. We got Josh Taylor is gonna fight Ivan Baranchyk or Ivan Baranchyk. I'll be killing names, but you guys know. Is there anybody in particular you care to face? Is there somebody you sitting back saying, "Ooh, I hope he wins because I really want to fight him"?
To be honest, I want to fight both of them. You know, really. But as far as the winner, I want to fight both of them. I'm a competitor. You know, that's why I do it. So I want to fight the best person, whoever's the winner. But to answer your question, I think I lean more towards Josh Taylor. I think I'd rather fight him over Baranchyk, but I definitely fight any one of them. But I definitely would lean more towards Josh Taylor, just because I think he's the second best in the division right now. I know he doesn't have a major belt right now, but for me, he's the second best at 140. I don't think he gets a lot of attention. Maybe he does get a lot of attention. I think he gets the attention he might deserve. But, you know, right now, I think that he's number 2 at 140. You know, he's definitely the best at 140 behind myself. So I want to fight him. But of course, I'd rather fight both of them, of course. But that probably won't happen, at least not right now. But if I can choose a winner, it'll be Josh Taylor.
Now you know you only 7 pounds away from probably historically the most popular division in all of boxing. If you don't
Yep.
get that chance to unify, let's say for whatever reason there's somebody out there and it's just too much hassle to unify. Could we possibly see by the end of 2020 a 147-pound debut?
Of course. Yeah, I'm. You know, I told my coach the other day, I think like it's gonna be maybe 2 or 3 more fights at 140, and then I go up to 147. So I'm thinking, yeah. I mean, really, once you get all the belts, there's nothing more to do anyway. You know, so that's what I want to do. I want to, you know, after this tournament, if everything goes right in the tournament, I'll have 2 belts. Then after that, I go and try to unify and get all the belts, or at least another one from either Maurice Hooker or Jose Ramirez, or hopefully if they don't fight each other, then you know I'll fight one of them for all the belts and then be undisputed. So I'm thinking this tournament, 1 more fight, then after that maybe 1 or 2 more fights at 140, and then that'll be it. Then it's time to go up to 147. But I still have a lot. You know, of course, some people might get 1 belt at 140, then go up to 147. For me, it's like, nah, I want everything. I want all the belts at 140, and then I'll go up to 147.
All right, man. Champ, I want to definitely thank you for taking time out. Oh, yeah. You know, there's one more question I want to ask, man. How much longer are we going to continue to see Rougarou? I mean, because, you know, now you're the champion. So, you know, Floyd went from Pretty Boy to Money. So, you know, it's kind of like, man, you know, is it time to change the name or are we going to stick with Rougarou?
I don't think so yet. I don't know. I don't think it's time to change the name. Not just yet, because I'm still, even outside the box, I'm still a Rougarou. You know, you look at my social media and stuff, you see just today I was swimming in lakes and all that type of shit, like with alligators and turtles and all, and snakes and all that. So that's just me, you know. So one day you might see me on TV on a like a wild animal show or something like that. So it'll be like Adventures with the Rougarou or some shit like that, you know. But I don't think I'll be changing that no time soon.
All right, man. All right, everybody. That was the WBA champion, Regis Prograis. And we want to thank you for taking time out to speak with us. All right, everybody. We out.